For Davinci Resolve 20, Blackmagic Design has made some changes to the UI, and some of these affect the multicam functionality in Davinci Resolve. So welcome back to Creator Reality. I've covered this a couple of times, but I'm John, and we're going back into multicam. And if you hear crickets in the background, they get in the house somehow. Anyway, let's dive into Davinci Resolve, and I'll show you what we're talking about. Here we have my blank project. The first thing we need is some footage. So I'm going to drag 3 folders over here. I recommend that you put all of your footage into specific camera folders, especially for multicam. I'll drag them right here in this master area, and there they are. They're all divided out into separate folders. Now, if you were to drag everything into that one spot on the right over here, then what you're going to get is a bunch of jumbled up files. And if you work with a GoPro, you know that those file names are not camera specific. It's a real pain in the tuchus, but we work around it by having the separate bins. Now we have our separate bins. We need to create a new timeline. So we're going to right click in this open area, timelines, create new timeline. We're going to call it multicam. And in this case, I'm riding. So it's going to be ride. We need 3 video tracks. This is the number of cameras that you have. For the number of audio tracks, if you click on it, it goes back up to video tracks. It's a glitch with the UI. So double click and it selects the 4. We want to type a 3. So if I had 5, I'd type in 5, etc. Now we'll click create and we have 3 audio tracks, and you don't see the text for what the video track names are. And this becomes important later. So we're actually going to come up here and click on this button. And the first thing we want to do is display stacked timelines. It allows you to see multiple timelines at the same time. We also need to click on this icon and come down here to video and raise it up a little bit. And now when I click away, you see video 1, video 2, and video 3. Now we're going to start with video 1 and audio 1. Those are our A roll, our hero camera. Not to be confused with whatever GoPro you're using, but the main camera. And in my case, it's the one that I want to use the audio from. So I'm going to rename these. So I've renamed all of these to match the cameras that I'm using. And now we're ready to add our footage. So we're going to start with our hero camera. And everything's got a 1 on it. If you're familiar with GoPros, 1 is the first segment of a video, and if it goes past the recording length for that GoPro, you'll get a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or a 5, all the way up to 10, I guess. I've never recorded that long with 1. But we're going to click on the first one, hold shift, click on the last one, and then drag them in. Now they're all here. If I alt mouse wheel to zoom out, you can see I've got all my clips right here. And this long one here is going to be a problem for our second camera. But now I'm going to go through and I'm going to zoom back in and I'm going to use shift right 1, 2, 3 times. Hold alt, press Y. That selects everything after that in the playhead. If I zoom out, you can see everything's selected. And then I'm going to drag over here. Note I have snapping turned on, so that icon is white. If it's turned off, it's gray. That allows me to snap. So when I press the down key, it goes to the next clip and I can shift right 3 times. And then select everything past the playhead and move it over. And then I'll just repeat that for the rest of the clips. Now that is camera 1 done. If I zoom out, you can see I've got the 3-second blocks between them. What I'm doing there is I'm setting it up so that I only create 1 multicam clip for the entire set of clips that I have from my GoPro from that day. And what that lets me do is create the 1 synced up clip, and then we can cut it up later to make editing a little bit easier. But that's been a question I got on the older videos, so I wanted to answer that one here before people go keyboard commando and ask. I mean, let's not get it wrong. You could create 1 multicam clip for every clip that you have from your different cameras, but doesn't that sound like more work? I think it does. Leave me a comment below if you disagree. But now we're going to go to our second camera. We're going to grab everything. Again, it's all 1s. And I'm going to drop it in. And then I'm going to sync them up. So first thing I like to do is move the clips around so that they're roughly in the right spot. And they don't have to be exact, but it does help later if they are moved around. And since I don't have enough room right here, we're going to go ahead and start syncing the ones at the end. Now, for something like this, where there is clear delineated speech, and I've zoomed in, you can see that both cameras recorded roughly the same thing. I should be able to lasso select both clips, right click, and come up to auto align clips. and it has synchronize using, and this is one of the changes that Blackmagic Design has made to the UI. And we have time code. So if your cameras support time code, you could just sync it up this way. Mine don't. So we're going to do it manually. We're going to choose waveform, and the base track is track number 1. So that's going to be video 1 and audio 1 here. And we're click sync. It's going to analyze it, and then it's going to sync them up. Now, one of the things I've found is that usually it puts them about 1 frame off. So I actually hear an echo that I don't want to hear. So at this point, I will uncheck snapping and manually make the change 1 frame. Now they're lined up perfectly. If I play this back, we should be able to hear this, and they should be in sync.
What have you thought of the footage so far? Is it pretty good?
Nice. That sounded good, right? For the next clip, you can tell that I was talking right about here, but there's no way to see my face in here. And this is one of the reasons that this makes a great example for manual syncing. And even in the main clip, if I press the D key here on the top clip, you can't see my face in the other clip either. So D key to re-enable, but I can tell that I was speaking here, but there's a lot of engine noise back here. So if I lasso select these and auto align clips, and it does remember your last setting, and I click sync, no match was found when attempting to align these clips. I expected that. So zooming in, I can see that these are pretty close. Let's play them back.
See, always got to have your head on a swivel.
I can move this back and forth a frame. Notice it says -2 and then +2. It's because I re-enabled snapping, so we'll disable it, and now we can move 1 frame at a time.
See, always got to have your head on a swivel.
That sounds a little bit better. You don't have to be exact with it unless there's a very, very quick sound. In my case, it's my face moving, and if you do happen to see my lips moving, 2 or 3 frames is about the leeway before the viewer can tell that the audio and video is out of sync. This one only has music. I'm not going to worry about it. This next one has speaking right here. So let's try to auto align it with the waveform. And it seems to have worked. Let's zoom in. You can see it's 1 frame off again. So I'll make sure that only my second clip is selected and snapping is turned off, and I move it 1 frame. And I'm going to complete this for the rest of the second camera. Now, at the beginning, you may have trouble if one clip is before the other. You can either move the center one out, or you can drag the first one in. And in this case, I did both. And then you can click here where it turns gray right in the beginning and press your backspace key to get rid of it. Now, 2 cameras are synced. Let's do the third one, or the third one, however you choose to look at it. This one gets interesting. Notice we have a 2 and a 3 here. So we'll click on the first one, and then we will hold shift and click on the last one, which selects all the ones. And then I'm going to zoom out quite a bit, and then I'm going to drag all these in so they're right here. You'll notice we got a lot of blank space because that 2 and 3 have to fit in somewhere. So again, we're going to start at the end, and I'm going to go ahead and sync these up as best I can. This camera was in a location where the audio did not match anything else the other cameras recorded. And a trick with syncing up 3 or more cameras is to disable anything except the main track and the one you're currently syncing. So if I had a 4th one, it'd be down below here, and I would mute the 2nd and 3rd audio tracks. This allows you to listen to your hero audio and the one you're trying to sync. And in this case, that's going to be good. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these real quick. So now we want to bring in the 2 and the 3 for our 16 clip there, right? It's the long one. And we want everything to line up. And we want to make it easy to sync. So what we're going to start with is, you see the V1 and the A1? We're going to drag those out to where we want the clips to end up when we drag them in, or we're going to use a button over here to get them in. And what this does is it tells Resolve, hey, when I'm inserting a clip, this is my destination track for video and for audio. So I'm going to Alt mouse wheel to zoom in. Notice I have snapping turned on, and I'm right here at the end of the 3rd camera clip, right? Well, I'm going to click on my 2, and I'm going to click this replace clip right here. Boop. And it drags it in and puts it in there for us. Then I'm going to come to the end of that clip, click on the 3, and click the same button, and now they're all in. Now I want to Alt mouse wheel and zoom out, and I'm going to lasso select these 3 clips, right click on them, and choose new compound clip. And I'm going to call it Hero 10 016, just to keep things easy. And now syncing them up should be pretty easy once Resolve figures out the waveform for this. And now I can zoom in and I can drag this clip around until it matches the audio. Ta-da, there we go. Now I'm gonna go ahead and sync the rest of these up. And that's gonna be good enough for this demo. All 3 cameras are in there. If you have more than that, keep going. Just don't forget at the end to re-enable all your audio tracks. So in my case, I will disable the muting of that track. There. And we can bring our destination back to V1 and A1 if we so choose. And now we're ready to make our multicam clip from our multicam timeline. So we come back to the master bin here and we've got multicam ride. It still has a timeline icon. Right click on it, choose convert timeline to multicam clip. And here's another difference for Davinci Resolve 20. The source audio channels is going to keep all 3 audio channels. If you choose reference audio 1, it's going to use just the audio from your first camera and copy that across the rest of them. And adaptive, I don't use adaptive, so I'm not even going to speak on that one. But in my case, I'm going to use the source audio channels and it all disappears. Now multicam ride has a multicam clip icon. Well, now we need a timeline to put it in, so I'm just going to real quick create a new timeline. And I'm going to drag my multicam clip in. Once Resolve figures out the audio waveform for it, then the fun begins. We can start editing with this. I'm going to zoom in with Alt mouse wheel, and I'm going to cut out those 3-second blocks. One of the reasons I do this is because when you do this and you're editing with multicam, it will disconnect the audio and video, and I will show that to you in just a moment. And if you can't tell from the audio, you can tell from it being blank video. And now that that's done, we're ready to edit. So let's start here on this long clip and you'll see that I'm riding along and we've got everything's linked. So if I click in blank space and then I click on this clip, you'll see the video and the audio are linked. Now, here's where we dive into another change to the UI for Davinci Resolve 20. If you come up here and your inspector's probably clicked and you have 1 viewer, click it. It'll go away. You'll have 2 viewers. Well, this one on the left is your source, and this one is your timeline. On the left-hand one, you get this icon right here, and it's got a drop-down. You click it, you have source, offline, audio track, multicam, annotations, and immersive. They've added these last 2 to Davinci Resolve 20, but we want multicam. The icons we want to pay attention to are these 3. This one is going to cut the video only. This one's going to cut video and audio, and that one's going to cut audio only. So let's Alt mouse wheel to zoom in, and I'll show you these. If I click on this button and then click right here, you'll see it's cut both of them, and the angles have changed. It's now going to use the Hero 12 audio and the Hero 12 video. Control Z to undo. If I just want to cut the audio, I can click on the music note icon, and then when I click the cut icon on one of the angles, you'll notice that only the audio has changed, but the video hasn't. Control Z to undo. And the one that I use the most, because I have all of my good audio coming out of that one main Hero camera, I use this button right here, just the film strip icon. And then when I click the blade icon, it's only going to change the video. Now, clicking away, you'll see that my audio is still the same. But if I select this first clip, you'll notice that the video is now linked to the audio. So if I come over here, select nothing, Control B, this makes it easier to see. Now, if I have one clip selected, right, and I get this icon, I can drag back. Notice it drags the video and the audio. If I Alt click on the video or the audio in this case, I can change just the video track. So I will Control Z to undo both of those. The next trick up our sleeve is actually to use our keyboard to change the angles. What we're going to do is you can do this while playing, or you can click anywhere around here with your playhead to change where it is. And you can use the 1, 2, and 3 keys in my case. And if you have up to 9 cameras, you can use 1 through 9, but I have 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to do this quick. So I'm just going to press the space bar to play, and then I'm going to press 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And you'll notice that as I did that, the highlighted video clip or angle is selected up here, and it made a cut only to the video track here. Pretty cool, right? So now we're just about done editing. I'm going to go ahead and clip out just this clip, and Alt-Y, get rid of it, Control-Alt-Y to get rid of all that. Now we just have this little bit to deal with. Now, there are two more tricks I want to show you with this before we wrap this up. The first one is resolution based. You'll notice that I have timeline 1 here, and if you don't know what your resolution is, you can right click on the timeline, come to timelines, timeline settings, and then format. It shows 2704 by 1520. Can't read that? Uncheck use project settings. You'll see it right there. But this footage from the Hero 13 and the 12 were recorded in 4K. The Hero 10 is in 2.7K, which is this resolution. So I'm going to click cancel because we're not changing it. But what I want to do is I want to zoom in on something. So to make sure I don't lose anything, I can right click on this clip, come up to flatten multicam clip, and you can either copy the multicam grades or retain grades from angles. So if I come in here and I go to the color page and I change my offset to yellow, so everything's very yellow, come back to edit. If I right click and flatten multicam clip and copy multicam grades, you'll see that we're good. If I were to right click and instead of choosing copy multicam grades, retain the grade from the angle, you'll notice it goes back to normal. So there's a handy little trick for you. The other thing is you want to flatten all your multicam clips once you've done all your camera angle switches, because Resolve is going to play back all of your camera angles simultaneously if you play back a multicam clip and you haven't flattened it. This can be a lot harder on your solid state drive, and you should be using solid state drives. If you're not, I will leave a link below to the ones that I've been using for years. Now, the other thing I said was resolution, right? Well, now that we're back to this main clip, right? If I alt mouse wheel to zoom in, you can see it's got the GoPro file name. I can come back here, click on inspector, and I can change from retime and scaling. I can change it from project settings, which is going to be fill, to crop, and you'll notice it gets bigger. So now I've effectively zoomed in without losing any detail. For your compound clips and your multicam clips, it can lock in that resolution, and when you zoom in, you're going to lose detail. We don't want to do that, so flattening them is the best option in that case. So that's going to do it for multicam editing. I hope you learned something. I hope you appreciated the video. If you did, drop the video a like. If you have any questions or if you think I missed something, drop me a comment down below. And until next time, I hope you're having a great day. Go check out this video next. I'm sure it's something you'll learn from. It's one of mine. And I'll see you there. John out.